Hello and welcome back to the channel. As always, I'd like to thank those of you who have liked the videos and have subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. I'll keep making the videos if you keep watching them. I'd also like to thank Bespoke Airsoft, where I purchased this, which is the G&G LevAR 15. And also I would like to say thank you very much to my good friends Steve, Dennis and Jeff, the cheeky scouser at Atherton Indoor Range, where I'm here today. So today is a kind of all-in-one video. I'm going to be doing an unboxing, although I've already taken the rifle out of the box. I'll show you what comes in the box, and then I'm going to do a walkthrough of what's on the rifle. I have made a modification. I put a tracer, a Tokyo Marui tracer unit on here at the muzzle end. I've taken the muzzle brake off, which came with the rifle, because I want to put these Vorsk tracer rounds through here when I do the testing, just to make it a little bit more exciting visually anyway. So as you know, me doing airsoft is relatively new to the channel, so obviously compared to the experts and the thousands of videos that are out there which give you really in-depth information on shooting these and show you them being planed in the field, obviously it's good to see those. But from my perspective, obviously being relatively new to this, it's good to give you that kind of impression, someone who's relatively new to this. Now this is the first essentially green gas powered airsoft rifle that I'm reviewing on the channel, so I'm really excited about that. So let's just quickly get into the box in terms of how it comes. One thing I want to comment on is the motorbike. It's very Terminator 2, I'll be back centric in that respect. Let's show you in here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so it's a really nice box actually. It was really nicely securely in this nice foam cutout, pointing at some of the major kind of features. It's got a 15-inch M-LOK handrail over here. AG 32 round mag. I actually purchased some extra magazines. I purchased them the 2. Apologies for the sound, by the way, they're getting quite rowdy down there, but it is what it is. Safety selector, go over that momentarily, and where you fill up the gas. Also, just to say, that was attached to the trigger guard as they normally are. It was had this plug on it, and this is exciting, which I haven't added yet. It's actually these authentic replica rounds, which you can add onto the rear removable butt piece, which I'll show you now. So that's pretty much what comes in the box. And as you know from the channel, I do like keeping the boxes intact. There we go. We're just going to pop this back over here, like this. Now, onto the rifle itself. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is got some considerable weight, because it is pretty much an all-metal construction. The only thing that I found that isn't metal is the pistol grip, and even this rear butt pad over here, that is all metal over here, and apart from this rubber butt piece over here, and obviously the sighting aids. Everything else is all metal. It's really nicely constructed as well. Just taking it from this side forward, you've got the ejector port, or the faux ejector port, which opens upon cocking the rifle. I'm just showing you. I'll actually just cock the rifle very quickly. There you go. And you can see is the hop-up unit over here, which you can make adjustments to. Okay. And then I will just close this back up. And then every time, once you've cocked it, it stays open, to be fair. So I'm just going to decock it using the hammer. There we go. Then moving forward, you've got the M-LOK rails over here. You've got a Picatinny rail at the pretty much at all 4 sides here. So you've got one at the side, one at the front. Obviously the elongated rail at the top, and one on this side over here. So you can put essentially whatever assistance you want on here. You can put obviously a scope on here. I've left the front sight and the rear sight that comes with the rifle. These are pop up quite easily in terms of over here. and this one over here too, which is nice. They are fibre optics as well built into them, so I'm actually going to shoot them using the fibre optics. Just over here is where you attach that the 6 dummy rounds that you get with the rifle. You can either put them on here or here in terms of being ambidextrous. But one thing about this whole piece over here, which is excellent, I think, is you can actually take this off because it's attached onto this pistol grip, which is, by the way, very nicely stippled via M-lock. There's an M-lock rail at the back over here. So if you wanted to, you could take this entire section off and just use this essentially as CQ's close quarter weapon, just like this, without having to shoulder it in any way, shape or form, which I think is excellent. Just flip this round. You've got obviously the cocking lever over here, very sturdy. I know that there has been particular issues with the earlier essentially grips and them being able to take frequent use of the cocking lever. This is one of the latest versions, which has essentially more of a secure attachment onto the rifle itself. Here's the safety switch, very clearly defined clicks in terms of safe, and there's essentially a red dot there for firing. There's warnings all over the rifle and subsequently detailings in terms of its maximum output. The magazine port is over here. At the moment it's empty. I haven't put a magazine in here. But one thing I will say, which is kind of awkward, and I've seen this, other reviewers have commented on this, is that you've got a release switch over here and over here too. Now sometimes if you're accidentally with your finger, and I'm bearing in mind that if you're, say for example, outside doing skirmish with this and you accidentally hit that, you're going to be dropping mags out. So I'd say this design over here, it's quite intrusive, especially near the trigger, but at the same time it can have benefits if you wanted to do a quick reload, quickly snap here, drop, and then reload, and then back away you go. But you've got to be mindful that that can accidentally, if you're not careful, you can accidentally nudge that and the cartridge can come out. Just back onto the rifle itself. As I mentioned, I put this TM tracer unit on here, but just put this down over here like this. The unit that came with it was this essentially threaded muzzle brake with a grub screw attachment on here. So it's just a simple case of unscrewing that grub screw, taking this piece off, and then you can put whatever you want at the front end over there. The mags, again, they're specific to G&G, the LevAR range. You've got this 15-inch one, and there is the shorter one. I forget, I'll put it up on screen. The shorter one, which I nicknamed it the Snubby because, to be fair, it doesn't come with the rear, essentially the rear butt section. And it looks definitely more CQB based, but at the same time it does look very cool. I'm saying if you had both, these magazines are going to be interchangeable. The only downside is I'm not certain as to whether or not third-party mags will work in this. Again, something that I need to do further investigation on. What I've done ahead of time is I've loaded these Vorsk essentially 0.2 gram tracer rounds in all 3 of these magazines in anticipation of shooting this. I haven't essentially gassed up the rifle yet, and I haven't chronoed it either. So what I thought we'd do on camera is just show you the filling process and then chrono it. And then there's a target out here, over here, just on this lane 1, right down range, where hopefully you'll be able to see it, which is kind of ready to go. So I'm going to be shooting that just to test its accuracy at 10 meters. I'll put a magazine through it. So I've got some green gas over here, and I'm just going to take off the top and over here like that. Now the fill port for this is underneath the pistol grip here, like that. And essentially you get your green gas of choice, and then what you do is over here you just fill it up like this. That's 7 seconds. One more blast. There you go. That's it. So I think we're good to go in terms of it being filled. Now what we're going to do, just very quickly, I'll just pop that to one side. I'm going to load the rifle with one of the mags over here, and we'll chrono it over here on this. So we're just going to pop the chrono back on, and hopefully be able to see what it can do. So let's put a few shots downrange. Alright. Bear with me. Okay. So, there we go. There we go. So the first shots didn't register, but we can see it's shooting on an average about 330 FPS, which isn't bad with these .2 rounds. Although, interestingly enough, I don't know what that initial tout means. Interesting. Okay, let's just pop this on. Steve looks at the rifle now. Here comes the fun part. What I'm going to do, so assume that there's 22 rounds left in here. I'm going to put the remaining set of this magazine downrange over there and shoot freehand. I'm going to put the tracer unit on over here now. So Steve, just bear with me. Here's the tracer unit, and this is a TM tracer unit, Tokyo Marui tracer unit. And I think it's on. I'm going to do a test shot now. Just a test shot. Yep, definitely traced. Here we go. So there was a pellet jam, I mean a BB jam even, and so after removing the magazine and reloading and just doing some test firing, we discovered that you have to be pretty aggressive essentially with the action. It might ease up over time, but something I've got to be mindful of, and also just did a quick refill of the mags. So we're going to try again and see what it can do. Bear with me. Okay, let's go. That's it. Magazine's out. Okay. It's like having a workout. I'm going to bring it back. Not bad. I'd say all things considering this is the first time I probably shot it, I'm getting used to it, I would say that's not too bad. not too shabby actually. With a bit of time, getting used to it, getting used to shouldering it, I think I can tighten those groups up. I know I can tighten those groups up. So yeah, not too bad from my perspective. I think definitely, and considering I was obviously shooting it, shouldering it rather than using a rest to eliminate shoe error. Yeah, I like it. I mean, that's pretty much, if you're going to be using this in a close quarter game and or from a skirmish perspective, that's definitely going to be hitting the target. And to be fair, I've heard people can use this as a sniper weapon in obviously skirmish. One thing I have found, which I think I really like, is this: if you put the rifle in safe, you fire it, it just allows you to test the trigger as opposed to it initiating actually. So you can hear the difference in terms of the rifle ejecting air versus you testing out just the action. So I think that's quite, I like that a lot. One thing I'm not too fond of is but it is what it is, the amount of grease that came in from the box over here, covering the port, which isn't fun. But again, that's something to consider. Also, I'm not mindful about this in the fact that could easily be hit when you're shooting, and also the fact that you've got to be fairly aggressive with the action at the beginning, otherwise you will get like these instances where you're shooting and then suddenly the BBs will stop and you're going to have to take the magazine out and reload and off you go again. But overall, do I like this rifle? Yes, I do. I do like it. I'll be honest with you, if I didn't, I definitely wouldn't be falling over it right now. Even visually, I think it's amazing. The fact that, yeah, the results speak for themselves over there once you get used to it, and I think that it's got so many modification options. As I've tested, I just put tracer unit on here, put a scope on here, you can take these off, you can put goodness knows whatever here on the M-Lock as well. So yeah, it's a rifle with options. The fact that I can remove this as well and just use it as a close quarter weapon in skirmish or CQB even. I think, yeah, definitely like it. And also from a tactical perspective, you know from me from the channel that I do like tactical weapons. So we're going to end this video before the essentially rimfire hires have come in and they're going to be shooting, and it's going to get even more louder. So I just want to say very quickly one more thank you to Bespoke Airsoft, where I purchased this, which is the LevAR 15 by G&G, and obviously thank you very much to Atherton. Please stay tuned to the channel because I've got some really cool videos coming up, some new rifles and across the range from obviously air rifles, CO2s and airsoft. So anyway, before it gets louder, take it easy and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.